Good afternoon, everybody. This is Christopher with Move Tension Integrated. I'm out taking my walk with my dogger today, trying to get a little recharge on. But I want to go through this little demonstration with you today about posture and how it can affect your body's adaptation and cause some common chronic illnesses, chronic conditions, I'll say. So you're going to have to bear with me, and you're going to have to actually participate in this, because I think the best way to understand something is to experience it. And we're going to talk about a common position called kyphosis, or the rounding of the upper thoracic or your shoulders. I'm going to show you the consequences that that position can have, which is a common position that you have if you sit at a desk all day, or if you're on one of your digital devices, which it's found the nickname of text neck. But bear with me here for a moment, and I want you to sit up straight, take a couple of deep breaths into your chest. Now I want you to place your hand on your chest, and I want you to keep your lower back pretty well straight, but I just want you to pull the shoulders down and forward. You're going to use your hand as a guide to pull your chest down. Now you can feel your chest kind of collapsing in as well, and the distance between your ribs is shortening, which is causing your intercostal muscles to become tight. Now I want you to let your head fall with this position. Now I want you to keep your head down in this position, but I want you to lift your chin as if to look forward in front of you. And this is called text neck. Okay? There's extreme versions of this, and there's slight versions of this. I want you to hold that position for just a moment. Take a couple of deep breaths. Are those breaths easier or harder to do in this new position? Can anybody feel their heartbeat in their head? Or can they feel it in their arms? Do you feel any tingling sensations in your arms? Okay. Now get out of that position, come back up to your normal position, and take a couple of deep breaths. Much easier, right? And that anybody who did feel the sensation of your heartbeat, why is that? Well, here's where I'll have to post up a graphic so that you'll kind of understand this a little bit better. But all of your organs are here in your chest cavity and just below your chest cavity. So, and did you feel the pressure in your neck as well, in your throat? How it was kind of hard to swallow in this position. So, can you see how this can affect if you hold that position as your normal position, and as you sit at that desk or you work on your device, you're programming your muscles to hold that position as a relaxed position. And eventually it will become normalized to you. Now those muscles have been trained. Those muscles can be trained to do the opposite as well. So if you hold that position, you can be trained out of that position. So let's take a look at the health issues. So you felt your rib cage shrink and cave in. So that means that your lungs don't have as much capacity as they used to have. So now it is harder to breathe. So you have to take shorter breaths or faster breaths to keep up with the oxygen intake that you're familiar with. And again, that can be programmed. If you begin to be stuck in that position and you can only breathe, your lungs can only expand so far, your body's going to become adapted to that level of oxygen in its system and CO2 in its system. So now we're talking about low oxygen levels. And right now, it's something you've probably heard about quite a lot. So we've affected our capacity to breathe and our oxygen level. What's in between the lungs? The heart. The heart sits right in between the lungs. Well, now that I've compressed the lungs, I've also compressed the heart. So now the heart can't expand as much as it used to, and it's unable to pump as much blood as it used to. So it is going to adapt to this scenario, and it will contract harder and faster, and to give the body the blood that it needs and the oxygen and nutrients that it needs. So now we have increased our heart rate and our blood pressure, all from this position. So what's below the lungs? The diaphragm. Diaphragm is what helps the lungs pull air in, push air out, along with the rib cage. However, what's below the rib cage, or what's below the diaphragm, sorry. So we're looking at the stomach, the liver, the spleen, pancreas, kidneys. Well, the stomach has a natural pressure in it anyway from the gases that are within it. The digestive gases that are in it. And we have a sphincter, or a valve, at the top of the stomach that keeps that pressure inside. Well, now I've added more pressure by bringing the... got a passerby here. How are you?
I'm good.
All right, do a little recording.
Sure.
But the pressure in the stomach has gone up. Is that valve designed to hold that much pressure? So now we might be looking at acid reflux, GERD, an erosion of the esophagus, all from a position that you held. And then we have a couple of tendons that go through the lower cavity, the abdominal cavity, that come all the way from the diaphragm. They go around the stomach, around the liver, goes all the way down to the pelvic floor, passing by and around and through the kidneys, the bladder. Maybe not the kidneys. I think it's more so the bladder. I haven't researched that here lately. But as you breathe, those tendons are supposed to pull and squeeze the fascia around the stomach to help with the digestion and movement of food. With the liver, so this undulation of your breath kind of helps pulsate your organs, to palpate them, if you will. And now I have those tendons are shortened. The lungs can't expand as much as they can. Those tendons aren't doing their job. So now we have problems with digestion. We have compressed our pulmonary system. We have compressed our circulatory system, all from a posture. So now do you see how maybe important this could possibly be, your posture? And that posture carries through to the efficiency of your movements. And if you have something out of alignment with your joints, with every step that you take, with every impact that you are not absorbing or disseminating across the body correctly, you are causing what's called microtraumas. And those microtraumas, along with the poor movement and sudden movement or a sudden impact, those microtraumas will equal to that injury that seemingly came from out of nowhere. But it didn't come from out of nowhere. It came from microtraumas. Those have been building up. There is a cycle to this all. I'll have to maybe share that image as well. But I just wanted to take a moment and talk about that, because it seemed to make an impact in the seminar, so I figured I'd share that. So thanks for listening. Don't forget to support the page. Give me a thumbs up, a like, a comment, a share. That's what helps spread the word. Thank you very much. Much love.